My heart is pounding. I thought I was dead to that combo. Hello everyone, this is Scarzig and welcome back. Today's video will be a gameplay of Shadow Isle's Noxus Spiders. Before we jump into the deck list, I just want to remind you that you can watch me play live and ask me questions every Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday on Twitch. So with that out of the way, let's jump right into the deck. Okay, so here we are. This is the list. This is what I decided to craft first, and this is what I've been trying to climb the ladder with. It's a pretty aggressive, swarmy take. Pretty similar to what you'd see in pretty much any other game, right? A nice zoo token archetype. We've got 3 copies of Elise, of course, and Hecarim is there too, to give us a little bit of that final pushing power. If this was a 100% refined list, I imagine that 2 copies of Hecarim would be the best bet at being able to seal the deal on a lot of games. One of the stars of the deck has definitely got to be crowd favorite. It is a card that gets +1/+1 for each other ally that is on the field, and it's got overwhelm, so it's just a great punchy unit that you're able to just play down early and smork the opponent. The thing you have to watch out for, though, is not being too greedy. If you decide to play crowd favorite on your attacking turn rather than going right into combat, there's tons of cards that can punish you, like Avalanche is definitely the big example. But there's a couple other weird slots with the Brothers Bond that I think maybe could have 2. Black Spear probably also should have 2 copies, but it's still sort of a work in progress. This is like definitely the kit that you're going to end up with, but the individual numbers I think will come down to your particular meta at your portion of the ladder and just your personal preferences. So if you'd like to know a little bit more about the deck, feel free to post those comments below, and we'll get right into the gameplay. Alright, so we're jumping into ranked here. Pure Spiders coming online. This is the Shadow Isle's Noxus version of the spider list, where we're going into Noxus to get, again, all of the spiders into the deck. So against Elise Zed, it's going to be more aggressive, I think. Culling Strike's a fantastic card. Arachnoid Sentry is also a good counter against Zed. Yeah, I'll go for it. I do have the Hapless Aristocrat. If I didn't have a 1-drop, I probably would have mulliganed the Arachnoid Sentry as well. We just want to try to get the early game in. I'm going to play Precious Pet turn 1. Because it is fearsome, it can't be blocked by units with less than 3 power, and that's pretty much every other 1-drop. So we get to attack. Even if our opponent does play a 1-drop there, we still get our 2 damage to face. We do have to be careful because Ionia Shadow Isles has a lot of snowball potential. I could just set up the Elise here, which I kind of like. We set up Elise. The Shark Chariot attacks. We don't block it. It's just going to die. It's ephemeral. It dies at the end of the turn, and Shark Chariot comes back as an attacking unit whenever an ephemeral ally also attacks, and that counts Zed's shadows. So you can see the synergy there. We're going to immediately attack. Elise generates a spiderling that attacks alongside her when she attacks. She unfortunately doesn't keep that ability after she transforms. The Fearsome and Challenger aura that she grants to other spider allies is probably strong enough to offset that, but it still makes me feel bad. So, I don't know why I'm thinking so hard. I don't really need to remove that just yet. We can play another spider. My opponent has basically no mana. So we can play another spider, and then Elise will transform. We're going to get the Hapless Aristocrat down too, because he is a great body blocker, right? Especially when Shark Chariots and stuff start coming out, being able to block that 3 damage is going to be huge, and it leaves a spider behind. Maybe if we draw a Glimpse Beyond, it'll be a nice unit for us to sacrifice. And now that, if we can keep Elise alive, our spiders having Challenger will allow us to deal with these elusive units. So Sparring Student gets +1/+1 every time you summon an ally. I think that we are just going to kill that. I'm wondering... Okay, so here's the thing. If I Vile Feast, then my board is full and I can't play Arachnoid Sentry. So if I Arachnoid Sentry right now, the Sparring Student won't be able to attack, even if he does get buffed. Remember that its buff only lasts for the round. So this basically lets me deal with the Sparring Student, but also just have a stronger board. There's the Shark Chariot. When Shark Chariot attacks, it will summon the other one. I could Vile Feast that right now. No, I'll pass. Again, I've got blockers. Do that. And we will also sacrifice one spider to keep a board slot open. We're looking for maybe top deck crowd favorite. And I think that they actually changed it so that Hapless Aristocrat properly gives you a Spiderling token when your board isn't full. Yeah, so let's pass. So we can go straight into combat. Yeah, Phantom Prankster. Ooh. Phantom Prankster lets us get 2 more damage. How do we get punished? Opponent's on 7 mana. They probably just play something really big. If they develop anything into this board, we can just kill it, right? Like, they can't play Zed. They can't really do much. There's not like a mana for a Ruination or anything. So I'm going to get the Phantom Prankster down. See what my opponent plays. Because of Challenger, we have a lot of pressure against what our opponent might want to develop here. And if it's a removal spell or something, then they're going to play it regardless, even if I go immediately into combat. Yep, so there's the Soul Shepherd. The only downside is, again, the Sparring Student getting buffed, but that is whatever. So let's go into combat. So you kill that, and you kill that. They could maybe play a spell that summons a unit that buffs the Sparring Student out of this range here, but... We get some trades. We get some face damage. We're setting up for fresh offerings, which I forgot to mention. If 3 or more allies have died this round, you can pay 3 mana to summon Vilemaw, and we have 2+2 spell mana over here. Discipline of Fortitude. Okay, that's actually fine. They're going to spend a bunch of mana to save the Shadow Assassin. It is damage that I can't block on their turn, but that's really expensive. And I can always kill it with Culling Strike. Theoretically. They could have, and even if I had gone for a Culling Strike on it, they could have used Discipline of Fortitude there to Twin Disciplines. I forget which. Discipline of Fortitude is the HP one. I think Discipline of Strength or something like that is the offensive side of it. But anyway, they would have just given it bonus attack, and then Culling Strike fizzles because it's too big all of a sudden. So now we have a 6/6. We do have to be careful, though, because my opponent does have 2 Shark Chariots dead. So if they summon an Ephemeral ally to attack with, then they're going to get some extra damage on top of that. But the Phantom Prankster makes it so that it's a bit easier for us to block. Do I want to summon a second... Yeah, actually, yeah. Let's go for it. Because my opponent's going to attack with the Shadow Fiend, which is ephemeral, so it'll summon 2 Shark Chariots. And then I can just block everything, and they'll get burned to death. Ooh, spooky. So that's 4, 5, 6. So that's 4, 8, 12. And they're out of mana. So yeah, I've got to... Wait, oh, that's... Oh, the Shark Chariots. Okay, no, I can block the Shark Chariots. No, we're good, we're good. I can block the Shark Chariots. But Dawn and Dusk copying the elusive, ephemeral Shadow Fiend is going to be an issue. But my opponent has no more mana to buff this. Holy crap. That's actually terrifying. Whew. Yeah, again, only 2 Shark Chariots, and we can survive this. That is so close. They only needed to deal 3 more damage, so if I had let 1 more of these Shark Chariots go through... Holy cow. That combo is spicy. I told you all that Ghost was nuts. I told you. I'm glad that somebody is making use of it. So now their board is empty. We just get to go right into combat. Bada boom, bada bing. What do they have here to deal with this? Whew, nothing. My heart is pounding. I thought I was dead to that combo. I feel like I have the tools in this deck to deal with a wide variety of things. The trick is just drawing them. Ooh, Dawn Spiders. I've actually only faced this matchup a couple times. Despite how strong and apparently popular this deck is. It's not very common. Maybe it's just that everybody that's playing it is just climbed to the top of the ladder. But we keep calling Strike in this matchup because it's a fantastic answer to Dawn Speaker. I think I need to take this trade right now. My opponent probably won't trade. It depends. They save the Hapless Aristocrat there if they have, like, maybe Ravenous Butcher or something. But we give them less value over time of getting that to die when they want it to. I'm forcing them to have it die on my terms. They get the Elise on turn 2. Sad days. I can play Arachnoid Horror so that they can't attack with the Elise, at least. I get an Elise of my own. So if I attack here, I get a free 3 damage. Because this is fearsome and they can't block. Same thing with my Elise. If I summon my Elise, and then I get to attack in, they'll block the 1/1 spider that's generated. So it won't actually work. So I'll attack with my Arachnoid Horror, get my free 3 damage, see what my opponent does. They have one of their own. Okay. Now that they've spent their mana, I think it's appropriate for me to Culling Strike the Elise. I wanted to save it for Dawn Speaker, but if their Elise flips before I can get mine to, then they basically just start to force trades and then just proc all of their stuff over and over and over again. That's arguably one of the things that lets this deck fight against that super well, is Culling Strike. It's such a key card for the matchup. So now we're on 4, so we can do House Spider Elise and have it flip. Frenzied Skitterer, pretty nice. That's all their mana though, so I can just do my thing. Play the House Spider first. They're gonna swing all. Nothing on my side of the board can block now because of the attack debuff from the Frenzied Skitterer. So I'm going to take a nice chunk of damage here. I could actually block here. But the issue with that is if I block this, then their remaining 2 mana opens up Elise to die to Black Spear post-combat. So I have to let this through. They could also single combat now that I think about it, but this plays around the most.
Let me change into something more comfortable.
Alright, so now that I have my Elise flipped, I'm on offense. Ooh, Arachnoid Host. Arachnoid Host, playing it here is kind of greed, huh? When I can just set up the trades here now. But I feel like I'm the aggressor in this matchup. I think I have to try to just get the most bang for my buck out of these spiders. Yeah, that's... Oh my god, that's so good, yeah. Okay, so... let's attack with our board. You trade here, you trade here, you trade here. So, the way we lose is Radiant Guardian or something like that coming down. We do have Phantom Prankster, though. Radiant Guardian is actually the card that just completely annihilates this deck. So, I think that we do have to go greed there. Yep, and there's Black Spear. Ravenous Butcher, 0 mana. 0 mana, summon a 3/2 and a 4/4. Heavens to Betsy. But I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm not gonna lie. They could still stabilize again. Radiant Guardian, I think. What do you play first? Vile Feast? Okay. Phantom Prankster. This keeps my opponent from attacking. They have to kill this first. I'm like, my heart is beating. Yeah, see, they're just gonna try to scale up with the Dawn Speaker. Well, that's all of their... If only I had a way to kill 2 of my own things to just make them die. But we can play out here to go wide. I'm trying to think what that deck has that answers the Phantom Prankster. Detain. Oh, no, we win. If they go for the Detain, we can chain onto it with Glimpse Beyond and Vile Feast to sacrifice our own stuff. And get the 2 damage. So we're good here. Maybe Detain or single combat.
You would test my steel?
We did it. We did it, fam. That matchup... Okay, listen, seriously? That matchup is terrifying. That matchup is absolutely terrifying. If their Elise flipped, or if that Dawn Speaker came down earlier, or they had Radiant Guardian, like that's a completely different game. Thank you so much for joining me today. Again, the deck code will be in the description, and you can watch me play this deck live on my Twitch channel. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to see more gameplay. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and I will see you next time. Have a good one.